I know the law, Phil. I know the law too well. Then you ought to know that there ain't no way to beat the law. White folks live by it and niggas die by it.
I clean my face on everything I did bad, all bad business I did free shit. I came and showed real love, like genuine. I literally had to humble myself because I was like, damn, like, I really had to understand that this ain't jail. You ain't got to be like this. You ain't got to play games. You ain't got to trick niggas. You ain't got to, see, in jail, you got to play games.
If you don't mind, how much was you making the show, like, during back in?
I had probably ended up getting up to probably about 60.
Damn, a night?
60,000 or so. I done got a few $60,000 bookings.
You feel like you mismanaged some money at that time, or?
Everything was shit. I don't give a fuck how good it looked. It was some shit, if you ask me. If I look back on them times, and people might look at them like my good times, I look at now like my good times. I'm more at peace now than I was then.
It's Focus Connect back in the building. And man, first of all, I want to say I'm proud of Finesse, and I hope Finesse stick to what he on right now. I made a video about him some years ago, and that was my biggest video. When I look back at that point in time and where Finesse is now, I have always highlighted Finesse in a positive way. Because I understand what Finesse 2tymes is going through. I understand the mentality, and I understand that Finesse is truly a good person at heart. I got a gift with feeling people's spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people get angry, and a lot of people have problems, and they explode. And when you locked up and you in the penitentiary, you have to understand that that is a totally different world. See, people on the outside, they can look down on people in there. But if you ever get faced with a circumstance where you have to be on the other side of that wall, you will 100% understand where Finesse 2tymes been coming from the whole time. But I salute Finesse 2tymes for the simple fact that his growth. And I look at what's going on with Finesse saying that the money that he ripped people off on at different shows, he cleaned his face on them situations. Finesse 2tymes, and he went back and made his wrongs right. See, that's the thing. The difference between God and man is right there. Because men, it's a certain portion of men and women that's gonna always look at Finesse 2tymes for snapping off, for going off, and different things like that. But you gotta get to the heart of men, because we all have our times when we sit by ourselves and we thinking about positive, we thinking about, man, if I would've went this way, my life would've went like this. But sometimes people are a victim of circumstance, and everybody's growth is not gonna be within the same interval. So, you know, when I look at Finesse 2tymes, speaking about him having to humble himself, sounds like the same thing a lot of us have to go through once we mature. Because Finesse 2tymes went through a lot of things when different things were going on in Finesse 2tymes shows that was shining his name into a negative light. We know Finesse 2tymes, it's their music. You know what I'm saying? It ain't necessarily have to be you, it's their music. And it's the vibration that it brings, and it brings the tenacity to people to want to show their brawn instead of their brain. So I look at what Finesse 2tymes at right now, where he been through, and sometimes, you know, when he was getting that 60 a show, and he looking at it now, he's not getting as much as he was getting then, but he's still able to live a comfortable life. But as a man, you will still look back and think about, man, if I only would have did this during that time, I would have probably be getting 100 now. You know what I'm saying? I can feel Finesse where he coming from, but at the same time, you gotta understand, if you stay faithful over a few, God gonna make you ruler over many. And it's just what you do in that pivotal moment when God shine that light on you. What are you gonna do with the talent that you've been possessed with? And Finesse 2tymes that got to the point now, it looked like he really understands who he is as a person rather than the persona he had to promote and polarize to the world, because that's how he came out. Those are the circumstances he came from living in. You build that hard exterior when you have to walk out of your house and deal with the conditions of your environment. So when I look at Finesse 2tymes saying that he feels better now than he did when he had the 60,000 a show, I can relate because of the simple fact, when you get to a certain point of understanding, you really understand that happiness comes from within. Whatever you feel within you, you gotta hold on to who you are. But in life, you have to grow. So we shouldn't be looking at life like, oh, this is just the way I am. Because if you living in an environment or you living in a circumstance at your point in time that life is not going so good for you, you should be looking at what can I do by next year to make it better? Okay, why would I stay in this same position when it's something that I could do physically or mentally to change this situation within the next few years? We have to stop looking at life in a microwave way. We gotta stop looking at life as if everything's supposed to come fast. Because as we can see, everybody that get it fast, it never lasts. You got people that have made hundreds of millions of dollars and broke working regular jobs right now. So sometime, man, you gotta understand the slow grind is better than no grind. But you can't never forget the key word in it is grind. You can't never stop, whether it's a little or it's a lot. You gotta treat a little the same way you treat a lot. That's when God gonna grow it, because he gonna make you grow mentally to where you gonna understand it ain't as serious as I'm thinking about it. Life is all about making strategic moves. Finesse 2tymes right now, he got his freedom. Finesse 2tymes right now, he's still making money. He's not broke. But I think at this point in time, all he needs is one person to believe in him. And this time around, Finesse 2tymes gonna do it right. For a man to speak it out of his mouth that he understands, then at this point, Finesse 2tymes holding himself accountable. You gotta judge yourself. And see, this right here get personal to me because I had to go through that. You gotta look within you, because most of the things that's going on outside of you, you ain't understanding it, because guess what? You meant to stand alone. That sheep mentality is real. The fact that people do things the way they do it, and I'm off course from Finesse 2tymes right now, I'm just gonna drop some game right now. When you look at life and you see the sheep mentality, you have to picture a sheep and a shepherd. It's 100 sheep that's gonna basically do the same thing. But it takes one shepherd to keep in control of 1,000 sheep. So when you look at that from a world point of view, look around you, and when you see things that resemble the same thing, that let you know those are the sheep. The person that you see that's standing alone, they are dibble, they are dabble, but ultimately, you know they got purpose. So that person with purpose, they have to stay on a personal grind totally. And that's how you have to see this world. You know what I'm saying? You have to see yourself as a shepherd, because when you see a shepherd, he's standing alone. We all have to look within ourselves. Look back at the time in your life when you were actually happy. What was going on in your life at the point in time when you can remember that you was really happy, without it being something about monetary, material, or anything like that? Search within yourself from that feeling you had when you was naturally happy and carefree, because it all starts within. Don't let bills, don't let relationships, don't let bosses you don't like interrupt your personal place of peace. I'm out.